Good evening and welcome to another episode of Chip's Cabinet, where we take what we have and see what we can do with it. Tonight I've decided to make some garlic and brown sugar pork chops. This is a boneless recipe. It's for 2 pork chops, but on the left you'll see I have 3 sirloin chops, brown sugar, butter, crushed red pepper, salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, minced garlic, and corn oil. Now the recipe calls for vegetable oil, but I don't have any, so we're going to use the corn oil. I also want to mention something about this brown sugar because I got this in a format I've never gotten it in before. It came to me in a disc, and it was a really solid disc, so I was a little skeptical. But when I unwrapped the disc and started breaking it up a little bit, it turned into the kind of powdery substance you'd expect brown sugar to be. So I'm looking forward to using it. We're going to assemble all these ingredients step by step and see what we got. So the first ingredient we're going to be using is the vegetable oil, or corn oil in this case. I'm going to take the 3 pork chops that I have and going to set this on medium heat right now. It's 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to wait for that to smoke a little bit, and then I'll start searing the pork chops on both sides. You want to go about 1.5 to 3 minutes on both sides for a grand total of about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll proceed from there. Before I put the chops in to sear on both sides, I'm going to season them to taste with salt and pepper on both sides. I have seasoned the pork chops with salt and pepper on both sides, and I am ready to transfer them to the skillet now that the heat is ready. And again, we're going to put those in there, sear them for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. I'm going to adjust that because these pork chops are a little thinner than what the recipe calls for. So now once you have seared the pork chops, you're going to remove them from the skillet. You're going to leave all that goodness in your skillet. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add all the other ingredients to the skillet and let everything cook together. Now the recipe calls for the butter to be placed in the microwave and nuked until it melts down, but I have pre-softened butter. It's been sitting out for a while. So I just decided to toss it in the skillet and let it do its thing. After it's all melted, I'm going to start adding the rest of the ingredients directly into the skillet. And I'll call those off and read them to you as I do so. So to that butter and oil, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of this Italian seasoning. You can make your own Italian seasoning with rosemary, basil, oregano, marjoram. Pick your poison, and you can make your own seasoning as well. So I'm going to slowly add all that to this and cook it together with the butter, and then we'll add the pork chops. So what I did was I turned down the heat really low. I'm actually thinking about adding maybe a little more butter because it seems a little too dry to coat the pork chops the way I want them to. This is on low heat, and it's just cooking all the spices together right now to get those scents, aromas, and flavor all combined. I'm going to coat the pork chops in this mixture, and then I'm going to put them in a oven-safe skillet and cook them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. The oven has been preset at 400 degrees and it's ready. So I'm just debating whether or not to add more butter. We'll see. And I have a story when I come back. So as the spices and the butter come together and they continue to mix all those wonderful aromas and flavors, it just so happens that when I turn the oven on to preheat, I had a little bit of a flame up inside the oven. It turns out, the last time I was with you guys, I neglected to clean out a little bit of the oven and had a little spark and a little bit of a flame. But here's a tip, don't freak out. Don't dial 911 unless you have to. If you have some baking soda laying around and it's a small little thing, you can just toss the baking soda on the flame. It'll take it right out, and you won't have anything burned down. Just got to maintain your head and excuse me, stay calm. Well, so there you have it. They're coated on both sides with that spice and butter and oil. The leftover solution that's in the skillet I'm going to put these pork chops, like I said, in a oven-safe skillet. Oven's already preset at 400, ready to go. And then with the rest of that solution that's inside this skillet, I'm just going to pour that on top of the pork chops to keep them moist and maybe emanate them with a little bit more of that flavor, inject them with some more of those spices. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to this, and I'll be right back with a cleanup message. Alright, so as usual, our dish is done. We just got to cook it and leave the work area, the clean area, and the prep area clean. Clean as you go. Clean as you go, my friend always said. We got our pork chops ready. The oven's ready to go. We'll be dining in about 15 minutes because you want to let them sit once they're cooked. Let them sit out for a little bit to finish cooking and let all that juicy goodness seep into them. That's all I got for tonight. Thanks for paying attention, and thanks for coming and tuning into another episode of Chip's Cabinet, where we take what we got and see what we can do with it. If you happen to try this or have any comments or suggestions about how I do the cooking or some things you'd like me to try, let me know. I get a lot of these great ideas from the internet. There's a website I go to called supercook.com. You get to place all your ingredients into this website, and then it comes back with a whole bunch of different dishes that you could try with the ingredients that you got, and it gives you the step-by-step directions. So it's helped me out a number of times and continues to do so. Have a great night.